Guys, we need to talk about Marathon. Sony's Marathon. Bungie's Marathon. Yes, that Marathon. The Marathon that decided that it was in their best interest to completely abandon the Destiny video game, all because they wanted to support Marathon and try to turn Marathon into the savior of Bungie. I don't really know what they were planning, to be honest with you. I don't think anybody knows. I don't even think they know, to be fair. But there's something funny that happened with Marathon that we have to go over because it's actually extremely insulting. And it just goes to show the mindset of the people that make these video games, especially these Sony live service video games. But we'll get into it. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you guys want to see more content like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join me every single day, 9 p.m. over on the main channel, where you can catch me live every single day, 9 p.m. Eastern. I hope to see every single one of you there. Now back to the main video. You guys already know that video games like Call of Duty, for example, have automated AI, basically an automated AI nanny. They will essentially monitor your words and tell you when you've been a bad boy, right? You just can't say those naughty words, right? You could shoot people. You can kill people in the game. You can commit all acts of murder and everything like that. You can do everything like that in the video game. But God forbid you use the no-no word. Well, that's not allowed. Well, the beautiful thing about this is that Call of Duty, even though that game is also dying in terms of players, Call of Duty has way more players that they can utilize in order to support their video games. Granted, nowhere near as much as they used to, but that's not the point. The point is Marathon is a literal dying video game. Literally. It just released a PvE update, which saved its numbers a little bit, right? If you were to go over to SteamDB, their numbers right now are at 9,500, right? And their numbers shot up to 14,800 with the PvE update. People came back, realized that it's not the Destiny they were hoping for, and they left. They literally left. The numbers are going right back down to where they were, and it's just clearly nothing is working. Nothing they do for this game is working. So what did they decide to do with their time? What did they decide to do? They decided that they're going to be your mother. That's really what it is. They typed over here on X, Marathon Development Team. We want voice chat in Marathon to be a safer and more respectful space for everybody. To support that, we'll soon be rolling out voice moderation for in-game voice chat. This will apply to crew chat and proximity chat. I want you guys to realize something. It's not even about the fact that they want to control what you say to strangers. You can't even say certain things to people in your own crew, in your own pre-made private lobby. You can't even say that, because if you say anything, they can still ban you for it. Even if the person in your party chat knows who you are and is not offended by what you say, they can still decide to take action against you anyway. And we're going to go through their FAQ to show you exactly what's going on. But anyway, so this will apply to crew chat and proximity chat. When voice chat is used, voice audio may be analyzed and recorded, which is very weird, by the way. All this work for what exactly, right? All this work for what? Why go so hard in order to try to be a nanny to someone? It's because they want your data. That's really what it is. They want your data. They want your voice. They want to be able to take your voice. They want to be able to have AI run through your voice. That's really what it's about. They're going to pretend like it's about safety. Just like when any politician wants to enact something that's extremely bad for the populace, what do they always do it with? They do it with safety, right? They always say, hey, this is going to make you safer. This is going to make us safer. This is going to make the crew, like the entire world, safer. Yeah, they always say it's for safety, when we all know it has nothing to do with safety. But anyway, so voice audio may be analyzed and recorded, so potential code of conduct violations can be reviewed and addressed. If needed, moderation or enforcement actions may be taken on accounts that break our policies. More information is available at Bungie. Now, I decided to look into it. And see what's going on, okay? Check this out. So this is their main page. It says voice moderation and Marathon FAQ, frequently asked questions. And I went through some of them. And I want you guys to see what's going on, right? First and foremost, this is probably the most concerning one. Is there a guide on what I can and cannot say? Again, brother, this is a competitive video game. If you're not out here like actually expecting any kind of competitive talk, I think that's insane. You know, these people, they're more worried about what you can and cannot say versus fixing their game. If you before we read this, let me show you this. Let me go over to the Marathon development team. Guys, they just announced this. When did they announce this? July 21st, 2 days ago, right? So they got time to do this. They got time to make this a thing, right? But you know what they don't have time for? Apparently, they don't have time for making sure that when they release content for their video game that is already dying as it is, that it actually functions. You got multiple posts, after that post about they them wanting to be a nanny. You got multiple posts of different things that are broken within the recent patch, different issues that they're having, different feedback problems that they're having. We're deploying a fix for the VIP package claim issue in update 1.1.5.1. Hey, all, we're aware of issues that were introduced with today's update and want to get some information from you. Guys, this shit is a long-ass list. It's insane. It's crazy. So you can clearly have time to do this, but you don't have time to make sure your game works. Yeah, I'm not surprised. But anyway, so how do I report someone? We already know. If you want to be that kind of person, there's ways to do it. Is there a guide on what I can and cannot say? In general, we expect players to respect each other, even in the heat of battle. For that reason, please review our Community Code of Conduct and Expanded Definitions article for information on the types of communications we do not tolerate. What are the consequences of being moderated? I like how they say it, being moderated. Not like being censored or anything, just being moderated. If a potential violation is detected, enforcement actions may be taken on players' accounts in accordance with our policies. Voice chat enforcement actions can include voice chat restrictions, voice and text chat restrictions, and account level restrictions. So they can straight up ban you for it. Now, here's the best one. Can I really not trash talk and cut it up with my friends? Yes, the answer is yes, you can't do it. They're going to say that you can, but they're going to utilize that against you just to get rid of you. That's really what it's about. This is what they said. We know that our games can get competitive and interactions with others can get heated. We understand a little trash talk is expected in our games. It's banter or bragging that focuses on the game and encourages competition, and that's not a bad thing. Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. I guarantee you if somebody actually is being competitive in a way that they deem improper, they're not going to like it. They're going to ban you anyway. But what is a bad thing is when trash talk turns into harassment, demeaning, marginalizing, using hateful language against or belittling other players or groups. You already know what that means, boys. Groups. Yeah, basically, if any player says they're LGBTQ and you say a naughty word to them, it doesn't matter what it is, you're felted. You're fucked. They're going to ban you right away. Even, and by the way, this is the best part, belittling other players or groups, even if your crew chat is private. Even if it's private. As we explained in our community standards, people enjoy all shapes and styles of content in Bungie games. You sure about that? Everyone's tastes are different, and that's great. However, that doesn't mean that absolutely anything goes. Well, obviously, you're not going to be out there fucking spamming the N-word nonstop. But the problem is, it doesn't just stop at supposed slurs. It never stops there. That's the issue. These guys train their AI to go well past the supposed slurs, right, that they have a problem with. It goes well past the slurs, and it always goes into regularly protected speech. But it's because you're saying things that they don't like, or you're just being a little bit too mean. If you're just being a little bit too mean, then that's a problem too. That's really the issue. It always overcorrects. It never undercorrects. Always. However, that doesn't mean absolutely anything goes. To keep the game in our social communities welcoming and inclusive for everyone, some content must be avoided or removed. So these guys have time to make sure that they utilize your data, which, by the way, when your voice chat setting is on, your voice audio may be analyzed and temporarily recorded to support moderation and enforcement activities, so potential code of conduct violations can be reviewed and addressed appropriately. How long will they have access to your voice data? We try to keep your voice audio data for as little time as possible while we review potential violations. While transcript is helpful, they aren't perfect, and we want to ensure that players who haven't violated our policies aren't subject to an enforcement action. After 35 days, the audio is automatically deleted from our systems as a preemptive measure. No, it's not. No, it's not. You guys really believe that? Does anybody out there seriously watching this video or live stream or whatever, do you guys really fucking believe that they delete that after 35 days? Because I don't. It's been proven pretty much almost every single time that when a company says that XYZ data gets deleted after, a certain amount of time, it almost never is. Look at Discord. Discord was like, hey, yeah, we don't save licenses. We don't save any of that. We just use it for age verification. And then it gets deleted from our third-party systems immediately. And guess what happened? It got hacked and over 60, 70,000 IDs were posted online from people that did age verification over the span of a few months. From the moment they rolled it out to the moment that hack happened. It's all bullshit. Every single one of them are bullshit, right? So it says if a violation is discovered during review, we will retain the transcript of the offense and associated metadata for as long as necessary to fulfill the purposes outlined in our privacy policy, but not the audio itself. However, Bungie may be required to retain an audio clip to comply with legal obligations? Brother, what? If this occurs, the audio will be retained for as long as we are legally required to hold it. What do you need? Bro, what legal obligations? What are you planning to do with this audio? Are you trying to tell me that somebody's going to sue for saying no words? I mean, listen, maybe in the UK. Maybe in the UK you can say that. But like in the US, why exactly? You're going to say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to sue him because he said the N-word." The fuck? It's kind of weird, right? Like what in what world is somebody going to do that? I don't understand. I don't get it. So anyway, they always put that out. Oh yeah, Canada too. I forgot. Canada and the UK basically, but that's a whole nother thing, I guess. So ultimately, what does this mean? Right? What does this mean? It just means that this is yet another example of a nanny state video game, just like Call of Duty. Call of Duty did the same exact thing. So it's not surprising that Marathon's doing it with Bungie. It's clearly helping the game. The game is massively successful. It got all its players back with this recent PvE update. It's fantastic. Happy for them. Guys, it just means that now, not only can you not have a ton of people to play with, not only is the game boring for most people that play it, hence why the numbers are the way that they are, hence why after two attempts at a revival, it still died anyway. But now you essentially get to be monitored and told that you can't say fun no words. You can't do that. You got to stop being a bad little boy. Can't do it. It's actually unbelievable. But this is what they want to do. So let them do it. It's just speedrunning the death of the game. That's basically it. At this point, I consider this game to be dead. I do. It's been dead. It's been dead for like 2 months now. I understand people think a dead game is essentially one that's shut down or whatever. Like, no, for me, if this is a multi-hundreds of millions of dollars budgeted video game, live service video game that has less than 10,000 concurrent players, that is at its lowest, I think it was at like 5? Yeah, 5,000, 6,000. There's no way this game is going to ever support the development team, 500 developers that are there at Bungie. And that's after they laid off 300 people. That's after their director left. That's after all of this felting that's been happening. It doesn't matter. This game is fucking dead, bro. That's just is what it is. And it looks like they want to essentially nanny you, whoever's left, and tell you, hey, you got to be a good boy. Don't say those naughty words. Otherwise, you're going to get banned.